This is how to access 1.19 in Minecraft. Now this is for Java edition and will cover all future 1.19 snapshots. Now this is how you do it. What you want to do is go to the Minecraft launcher. Once in here, you can go onto here and find out where it says latest snapshot, which will be the crafting table. If you do not see it, go to installations and make sure you have snapshots checked on. Then you will also see it over to here, or you could even add the new installation if you may have accidentally deleted it. And as you can see, it will show the snapshots and the latest snapshot. What you're going to want to do is click on latest snapshot, since that will always update it to the current one. But once you're here, just click on play. Now, once you actually load in, you will be able to play with all the new 1.19 stuff. But once you're in here, you should see snapshot over here, and I'm pretty sure in all of the 1.19 versions, it should say 22 in front of it. So as long as it says 22 and snapshot, you should be fine. Now, this will be for all future snapshots as well, since they'll be updating it on here. But obviously, if you're in Bedrock Edition, go watch my Bedrock Edition video on this. But what you're going to want to do is click on single player, since that's the only way you can actually play in the snapshots. Then click on create a new world. Once you're actually in here, what you're going to want to do is change the game mode to creative so that you can play with all the new stuff, and turn cheats on. Then you can name it to whatever you want. I'm just going to name it something that you all should do, and then we can click on play. Now once we create this new world, we will be presented with a bunch of new 1.19 stuff. Now, we'll sadly not have all the stuff from the previous snapshot, so go watch my video on how to actually play with like the Warden, the Allay, and all that other stuff in Minecraft that you may not get to play until future snapshots. But currently, within this snapshot, we only have a couple of those things. Right now, we have the frogs, the mangroves, and that is about it. As you can see, we can get stuff like the mangrove items, which are all right over here. Now, this new wood type is kind of a reddish kind of wood type, which is pretty cool. I really do like it. And I can present to you some way how it actually looks. But sadly, it does not really have a great spawning thing. As you can see, if I were to grab some bone meal right over here, and if I were to grow this new mangrove sapling, which kind of looks like bamboo, it will not actually grow a mangrove tree, but rather a normal wooden tree. But obviously they will change this in the future snapshots, so you're just gonna have to wait for that. But as you can see, some parts of the tree would be the mangrove roots, and obviously the mangrove log. So you'll just be waiting to see that very soon, but obviously all the items are here, so you can formulate your own tree with this, and actually make your own builds using this wood. Now, along with the wood is obviously all the wooden items like boats and doors, which I think are actually pretty cool for this design. A pretty unique type of wood, similar to kind of the crimson wood, but slightly lighter. Although it's similar to kind of the crimson wood, it is a slightly more reddish type of wood rather than this pinkish purple wood, which I think is actually really good and a really use for building when trying to build the reddish types of builds. But obviously alongside that we have the frogs. Now the frogs are really the only other thing that is added within here besides the mangrove items. And that is it for basically this snapshot. But as you can see, the frogs, it obviously comes with frogs, along with the tadpoles, or basically these will just be the tadpole eggs. These can only be in water, so you're just gonna have to grab a tadpole in a bucket or the spawn egg for it. I personally like the bucket just because how funny it looks, but obviously you can place them down just like so. And then we also have the frog lights, which are obviously really cool and can be used once again for a lot of different types of builds, especially with this kind of colored theme of light. And it may look good in some unique cases. But that is basically it for all the new snapshot items. There's not much in here. There's also the mud within here, like the packed mud, the mud bricks, all of that which you may have seen on Minecraft Alive. But obviously the mud bricks, you can use that for building once again, which is pretty cool. And then they also have the mud block, which will actually start spawning sometime soon in a future snapshot in swamp biomes, which I feel like is really cool. and it's a kind of unique type of block. And you can obviously grow it on here, which is pretty cool. Now, one last thing that they did add is actually the Deep Dark. So if you do /locate biome and then Deep Dark, you can find out all of the new Deep Dark stuff besides basically the Warden. Now, sometimes it will say it is not within a reasonable distance, which you may have to load up a whole new world to actually find it. But as you can see, if I were to go in this previous world that I actually started, I can go into here and I will be in the Deep Dark. Now, obviously, within the Deep Dark, there is sadly no Warden currently, but I'm 100% sure they will add them in a future snapshot, considering they already did in the beta snapshots. If you want to go see the beta snapshots, the links will be in the description, obviously, so go check that out. But currently, we have all these Skulk Blocks that you may want to find in here. As you can see, we got the Skulk Shrieker, the Skulk Blocks, and the Skulk Sensors, which are all really cool items. And if I were to go into spectator mode, I can fly around and see how big the Skulk Deep Dark biome actually gets. Although there's no ancient cities yet, it is pretty wide, and you can gather a bunch of Skulk Blocks if you want to play a survival world of this. But obviously you can choose to do whatever you want in this world, considering how big it is and actually how much Skulk you can gather from this. Skulk will even spawn in something like Amethyst of Geodes currently as well, which I think is a really cool addition. And you can even see it formulating within other structures like this mineshaft over here, where it's kind of corrupting this type of mineshaft. And also you can kind of see it in the dungeons as well. Although this one does not really touch it, it's kind of in between two biomes. But if I were to actually move somewhere over here, there was another one which is actually a dungeon filled with it. But obviously it can also spawn underwater as well, which these waterlogged caves obviously show, which I feel like is pretty cool as well. Another cool way to actually try to gather Skulk Sensors. But you would want to bring a turtle helmet and some water breathing potions to actually make it through it. And it will obviously be a difficult challenge, but fun nonetheless. And then obviously whenever they add the Warden, it will be a fun challenge navigating through this big biome, especially trying to find the ancient city hidden within it. Which I feel like is really fun for Minecraft survival exploring, and will make your deeper dives into the caves much more interesting than it is currently. And as you can see from the previous dungeon I was talking about, it is right over here, and as you can see, the full roof is covered in Skulk, and is covered in the Skulk Vines, I'm pretty sure they're called. Yep, Skulk Veins. Which I feel like is really insane, especially if you combine this with something like the Ancient City, and you could alert the Warden while trying to loot a dungeon as well. Which I think it will provide some unique situations into your new Minecraft world. But anyways, that's the end of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If I helped you play in Minecraft 1.19, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with any of your friends that may need to know how to actually play in 1.19 and get all the future updates for it as well. Anyways, thank you guys, and I'll alert you if anything new happens. Just remember to turn on notifications. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.